Hey guys, it's Russell back, and on today's video I am going to be testing and reviewing the HFT car wash nozzle. I've been wanting to do this review for quite some time, and the reason that we're going to do this is because we're going to clean the engine compartment on the Honda. It's never been cleaned. It's been 3 years. It's time for it. I wanted it to get really nice and dirty for this test to use this device. Now, if you don't have a pressure washer, don't worry, because we're not even going to pull the pressure washer out today. You do have to have a garden hose, and that's what we're going to hook up to this. One of the reasons that I like this, as opposed to just a bucket and regular nozzle, is this dispenser right here. We're going to fill this up with Purple Power Vehicle and Boat Wash. I don't need to use a heavy-duty degreaser on the engine because it's not real oily, but there is a lot of dirt and road film and stuff like that on it, which the Purple Power will be able to take care of. So it's about 76 degrees-ish out there. There is a slight breeze, but we're going to get through it. We're going to see how well the HFT car wash nozzle works, and I think you guys are really going to like this. And I'm going to give you some pointers on how to properly clean the engine compartment on your Honda or any other car for that reason. A little bit more in depth about what to spray and what not to spray. All right, so we're obviously doing a Honda. This is a 2015 Honda Accord. This is going to generally apply to most all engines. Use some common sense. First of all, don't do this when the engine is hot. You should be able to put your hand on the exhaust and the block, and you should not wrench away in pain. Cold water on a super hot engine block is a recipe for a cracked block to occur. So you don't want to do that. Number two, use a little bit of common sense. I really don't ever use a pressure washer unless I'm cleaning the bottom of the engine that's had an oil leak or spill or something like that. But on the top there are tons and tons of electrical connectors. Some of the cars may have computers. You could have relay boxes, you've got solenoids, you've got your alternator. Just be mindful. It's okay to get these wet because most modern engines are fairly water resistant, but you don't want to force high pressure water through this, which is the reason we're going to be using the hose. The other thing that I'm not going to spray directly into is the air intake. Your setup may have a different arrangement than this depending on the model of car. And it's okay to get the alternator wet, but don't sit there and just spray into it like that. You could damage the diode or something in there. Again, it's all right to get it wet. It's not going to hurt it. So I'm going to be taking a piece of tinfoil. You could use a plastic bag and just cover this so I don't get water down in there. But everything else, we're pretty much just going to do a nice light foam with the HFT. And again, I'm gonna be foaming everything, not only the engine compartment, but you can see how dirty it is up under the hood. We're going to be cleaning that too. We don't want to leave that dirty. I don't want you guys to be afraid of doing this. Just be cautious and just use some common sense. You know, there are a ton of electrical things and connectors, as I said before, but just use a little bit of common sense and you'll be fine. Now, because I'm using the Purple Power, I'm probably going to get some overspray on the body. It's not pH neutral, that's why I'm using it. So I'm going to probably wet this area down. I don't want to let the Purple Power or any non-pH soap dry on the surface because it will streak. Not permanently, but it's just a pain to get off. So we'll be doing that. But I'm going to go ahead and show you what I did. I did one modification to the HFT that you may or may not need to do, but I will show you that next. All right, so I went ahead and took the assembly out of the package. Now, on this assembly comes with a plastic nozzle on the end. I use quick disconnects on mine, so I went ahead and used some of the Blue Monster PFT thread tape, Teflon tape. This is the best Teflon tape that I've ever used. It's awesome. I'll put a link down on Amazon with it. And I use one of my quick connects so that it will fit on my hose. So that's the only thing, that's the only modification that I did. I don't know if I can do this. Well, I'll do it with it's on the tripod, but yours is going to have, if you get it, is going to have this on there. So that's why I took that off. I have a variety of different things that I can plug in. I've got this is my normal nozzle that I use, and I'm going to go ahead and click this to the hose, go ahead and fill this up with our purple power, and we'll be right back. Alright, so I went ahead and filled the purple power up about an inch or so from the top, and I've already got the hose assembly connected. Now on the top there is a dial that says water, and it says mix, and there's a little arrow right here. So if you turn it all the way to water, you get nothing but water. Now there's an angle shower, there's angle, which is like this. There's shower, which I'll probably use just to wet the area where I don't want the purple power to cling to. Don't be afraid to go ahead and wet everything, okay? Alright, so when you want to mix it, just turn the knob all the way to mix, okay? And it's going to start taking up the purple power. Now it's not going to be a thick, rich foam like a pressure washer, but that's not what we're after. We're trying to apply the product over the engine and just going to let it dwell for a little while. And I did put a piece of aluminum foil here to cover the area that I did not want water in, but get in the back. And it's drawing up the mixture as I do this. Again, this type of water pressure is not going to hurt anything at all. And I'm going to really get this hood soaked. Get the hood element, or the insulation pad. Now I'm going to go ahead and turn this back to water and just rinse off my fender and the paint where I really don't want the purple power stripping the Adams liquid paint sealant. By the way, if you took the time to watch this video, I'm going to give you a spoiler. An old friend is going to be leaving us very, very soon. We'll do a video on that. And for all you people that are up north, it's April. I know that you probably have additional snow. Bundle up. Bundle up. So I'm going to go ahead and turn this back to mix, and I'm going to use the angle again. Just make sure I got everything covered. I really like this nozzle because of just this fact right here. You can angle it, you can flood it, you can mist it, which is kind of if you want a little more foam. Not that it's doing anything, but you guys get the point. You can turn it on a cone, which is a bigger spray, and then center if you're trying to get back. I want this really nice and clean. Now, if you have a really greasy engine, you could use Super Clean. You could use my favorite, which is the Citral. Put that in a spray bottle and spray down the, usually the engine block will get, road grime, debris. You've got a leak, it'll take care of all that. So I'm going to go ahead and turn this back to water and spray this out on the ground. I'm going to let this dwell for about probably 6 minutes, and we'll come back and rinse it off. Alright guys, so I'm going to go ahead and rinse this off. Now, if you've got a really soft brush, such as my tire and wheel brush that I showed in the wheel detailing video that's nice and soft, you can use that if you want to hit some other areas. In fact, let me just get that. Even the raccoon brush, either of these, if you want to, I might as well, because somebody will probably say, why didn't you do that? Well, because this isn't really that dirty, but you can get the top of the valve cover. You can get in all these. This thing is great because you can get in all the nooks and crannies. If you really want to get, you know, this is just really light dust that's in here. Any place where this brush can't reach, you know, you can pretty much depend on this brush. So you get the idea. All right, so let's go ahead and rinse this, and I'll turn it back to water. I'm going to go ahead and rinse this first. I'm going to work my way top to bottom. It's a good time to pick out all the leaves if you've got leaves built up like I do. Okay, notice I'm spraying everything, but this is a very, very gentle spray. Very gentle, not going to hurt anything. So I'm going to go to the center, get a little more pressure on the just making sure all the purple power is off. Now you'll notice that the engine compartment seems really, really thirsty just because of all the nooks and crannies. The water just kind of seems to disappear. So it's rinsed, we're completely rinsed. So at this point, if this is all that you have, if you're in an apartment or whatever, you can let this drip dry. You can use some microfiber cloths if you wish. I'm going to get the blower and blow this off just a little bit to speed it up for you guys. Obviously this is not necessary to have. I'm just doing this so you guys don't have to watch a 20-minute video. Alright, now, if you have a microfiber cloth and you want to go over the plastics, you can do that. If you want to put some detail spray, if you want to put some quick detailer on there and just kind of mop up the excess, you can do that. You can just let it sit here and air dry. It's kind of a low humidity day, so we're going to be doing that. After this quits dripping right here, I'm going to go ahead and crank the engine up, let it run, get up to operating temperature, and it will evaporate any of the other water that's left down there where the blower couldn't get. If you've got compressed air, you can also use that too, but we'll bring you in closer. There's nothing better than having a nicely cleaned engine. Once this dries, as I said, if you want to take your Aerospace 303, your VRT, whatever you want to use, and treat the plastic, you can do so. That will just give it a nice, clean, fresh appearance. But that's basically all there is to it, guys. It's not, don't try to make it more complicated. Just use some common sense, okay? Anyway, guys, I hope this video was helpful. I hope that you would subscribe if you haven't done so. There will be a lot more videos coming out. We're still not even halfway done with our hybrid soap test that we're going to be doing. Going to have another one of those. Probably shoot that tomorrow. And I will see you guys on the next video.